Bing bong.
I watched the Madam Web trailer. Are we not tired? Are we really not tired of these really dumb movies being made? When Marvel was like going bankrupt and they had to sell Spider-Man rights to Sony, that decision has completely fucked the like cinematic future of this character. I cannot believe there are 2 Venom movies. There's a Morbius movie. There's about to be a Craven movie and a Madam Web movie. None of them feature Spider-Man, the character that Sony purchased the rights to. And there are about to be more Spider-Man spin-off movies than actual, like, MCU timeline Spider-Man films. In case you can't tell, this trailer just completely broke me. It looks, I don't even know. It looks generic. I don't want to say it looks bad. The movie hasn't come out yet. But it just looks generic. If you watch this trailer, could you please tell me who the director is? There is no style. There is no sense of uniqueness. Like when we got movies recently that felt like a slight step away from the typical superhero movie, right? I'm thinking films like The Joker, thinking films like The Batman. Unfortunate that I have to use DC options, but I don't know. Werewolf by Night, I mean, that was like kind of different. At least those movies felt unique. I mean, they were really good, but they felt unique. They looked unique. They looked different. They had their own style. I mean, we just got another cookie cutter, dumb, dad joke humor type of stuff in this movie. I know the business side of it. They have to make these movies in order to keep the rights to Spider-Man. But I mean, that has to be the only reason. There is no reason to be wasting these characters in solo films. Madam Web, Craven, Morbius, these are not characters that can sustain an entire movie. Venom is probably the closest you could get to a character that is well known enough and beloved enough to carry their own movie. I don't know how they managed to get 2 Venom movies with that character, but they did it, and they both made a lot of money, so what do I know? But it's crazy to see, like, the films that Warner Brothers will can completely, the films that are like straight up done, ready to be released, they will watch it and say, this sucks, or we think it sucks, we're gonna take the tax write-off. And there's almost a part of me that's like, I don't know, like, respects Sony. Like, surely this Batgirl could not, the Batgirl movie, if they had made a trailer for Batgirl, there's no way it could have been worse than this trailer for Madam Web. Or is there any way that Batgirl was worse than Morbius? Which, I mean, it made some money, right? Like, it had to, I don't know, sort of broken even, DVD, streaming, whatever. Like, I don't know. I see trailers like this, and it is just, like, sad. How did we get here? There's, like, no way for Marvel to buy back the rights to Spider-Man. I guess ever. There's just no way. I can't envision Sony, like, they're not going to stop, right? There are so many Spider-Man villains that if they're willing, I mean, this is the way I have to look at it. If they're willing to give Craven and Madam Web their own movies, then, like, we're getting a Doc Ock movie. We're getting an Electro movie, Scorpion, Shocker. We're going to get all these characters. They're never going to let go. They're never going to give Spider-Man back to Marvel. Not that Marvel would know exactly what to do with this character, but I have to imagine that if Marvel had full, control over Spider-Man, the character would at least be headed in a better direction, right? They don't really know what direction to put the character in, because at any moment Sony could decide, like, all right, we're gonna do, Venom 3 with Tom Holland, so you can't have him back. It just, like, it puts this character in such a weird spot. And it just, like, I'm just tired, man. I'm tired of these shitty, like, attempts at, I don't even know. I don't know who this movie's for. Spider-Man's not in it, so, you know, it's not like you could show a couple Tom Holland shots and be like, hey, he's not gonna be in that much of it, but he's in a little bit. It's like, no, if he was in it, they would show him immediately. They would have showed every scene Tom Holland was in. Because how else do you market this film? I'm sure talented actors, Sydney Sweeney, Dakota Johnson, but no one's going to the movie because they're in it. That's just sad but true, right? And to be fair, I don't think people go to see Tom Holland movies because of Tom Holland. I think they go because it's a Spider-Man movie. I mean, that's just the way the character works. It doesn't necessarily matter who's playing Spider-Man. It matters that Spider-Man's in the movie. I don't know. You know, maybe it's like on the back of the Marvels coming out, which, whatever. I think that's like part of my feelings now is like, I don't have the energy to like full on roast these movies, to go on, you know, these like crazy rants that you see people go on YouTube where they're like, this is the worst movie ever made. It's too woke. There's too many women. Like, you know, it's like, I don't want to say like explicitly, but like we all know that's kind of what they're thinking. But to me, it's just like painful how like average, seemingly like, oh, their Sony is okay with these movies being either average or just not very good. And it, you know, it's like, wouldn't it be such a crazy story if like they put actual effort into making Madam Web trailer look unique? And this is a person who can like see through the multiverse, and the only way they could think of to show that is a shot in the trailer where the camera goes like through her eye and you see the webs and the future. I'm like, the through the eye camera shot, is that not one of the most cliche shots in like, I don't know, dumb looking movies? We're getting Kraven after this at some point. I don't know. I saw the trailer. Looks like shit. Kraven is like American now for some reason, sort of. I don't know. But I'm just tired.